Charlie, we're currently in Ashrafia, which is a largely Christian district here in the Lebanese capital, and polls closed, as you mentioned, some 4 hours ago. The votes are currently being counted, and according to the Interior Ministry, the official results won't actually be in until Monday morning at 11 o'clock local time. As you can hear, it's actually very much a festive mood around us. A lot of cars are beeping their horns. But what's interesting about this election is that there are several new elements. One of them is this new law, which is expected to pave the way for new independent candidates, those outside the country's political elite. In addition to that, there were a record-breaking number of women candidate participants, some 83 of them in comparison to 12 in the last election back in 2009. In addition to that, over 500,000 first-time voters were eligible to take to the ballot boxes. A big question on everyone's lips is, did they actually do that? Now, interestingly, throughout the day, I've been speaking to many voters. I've been speaking to those independent candidates, those so-called external players. I've been speaking to women. And the general consensus is that we won't see a dramatic wave of change in Lebanon's political situation. But what they hope is that even if 2, 3, 4 candidates manage to enter parliament, then they will send a message to the Lebanese people that change is possible, albeit very slowly. In addition to that, they might put some pressure on the incumbents to reform their ways.
So what's next then once the results start coming in?
Well, it appears as though those results won't be immensely surprising. There are two main players here in Lebanon. One of them is the Iran-backed Shia group Hezbollah, and the other is led by the country's Sunni Prime Minister Saad Hariri. They are indeed expected to form yet another coalition government. Now, observers have been saying to me that it's likely that Saad Hariri will lose a number of seats in his bloc. The reason for that is because those independent candidates will be taking some of those places, and Hezbollah even may increase its own presence in parliament. Now, the big question is what will be on top of the agenda? The environment, certainly, the rubbish crisis in the country, the decrepit public system, the fact that, and this has happened since I've been in Beirut in the past few days, that power cuts and water cuts incessantly, things that essentially make the country look bad. But I think what's important to keep in mind here is whatever happens, these elections are shaping the way that the decisions will be made for the upcoming vote in 4 years' time, and that's, of course, the country's presidential election.